Hello everyone, we're going to go ahead and do our matching game, and we're going to use the phaser engine. So if you want to learn more about it, click here. But for us to get started, we need to be back in our Git book and at the matching game assignment. You can see that they're going to do some updates to this, and it's kind of sloppy. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on matching game. Okay, and there's multiple steps here. The very first step they want us to do is to check out the phaser instructions to better understand what phaser does. We're going to skip that in the video. You can go do that on your own. Follow the instructions to prepare the phaser game template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click this button, and it takes me to the phaser game template. Again, I want you to read all this stuff, but I'm going to kind of give you the highlights. So create a new folder for your game containing a new HTML file. So what I did was I go into Replit and I make a new file, and now that file has a folder. That whole folder is my file, so we're good to go. It'll have an index.html, a style.css, and a new file, code.js. So the first thing we have to do is change script.js to code.js. Okay, and then over here where it says script.js, change it to code.js. Then what we're going to do is add a copy of the phaser.min.js into your game folder. If necessary, download the latest version. Well, we're going to go ahead and download the latest version. And you'll see that the version of phaser that they have here is so old. So we're going to go ahead and click on the newest release. And then we're going to click the JS file here. And we're going to download it, which will show up in the bottom left corner here once it's done downloading. It's going to say site can't be read. That's fine, no one cares. What we do care about is down here, and we want to keep it because we know we want phaser.js. Okay, now I've already downloaded it to practice for this video, so it put parentheses around mine. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and show it in the folder so I know where it's at. You can see that I've already downloaded it. So I don't really need this copy, but I've already downloaded phaser, so we're good to go. So I'm going to get rid of that screen. So I have that file. Be sure to give your game folder a unique name. I'm just going to call mine phaser template. Alright, so we're going to make it phaser template. Next, it says add a copy of the phaser into your game folder. So I need to upload a file, and I need to go back to my downloads, and I want to grab phaser. And now phaser's here. And then it wants us to, inside the game folder, create an assets folder. Let's see here. We're going to create an assets folder. So we're going to go back to here, add a folder, and now we have an assets folder. Create subfolders with names such as images and sounds if you want to do that. I'm not going to do that right now. For practice assignments 1 through 5, 1 through 6, and 1 through 7, you need to create an assets folder in each one. Instead, you will download this provided assets folder and place the extracted folder. So we'll do that in a second. Copy and paste the starter code provided below. So we need to add the HTML. So I go back to HTML, select everything and paste in. Phaser will insert the game things, blah blah blah. I want you to read that. CSS. Okay, and the JavaScript code. Notice it goes to code.js, not the phaser. Code.js. Also notice it leaves blanks for us to fill in, which means we know we're going to have to fill some things in. Then with this particular assignment, the way they've written the instructions was different than how they wrote the other instructions. In that if you skip this stuff and just copy and paste, you're probably going to miss a huge step and it's not going to work. So we've done all that. This is our base. You set up the width in order to play games, and I believe we set the width at 800 to 600 here. The size of the game of the world, you'll need to declare variables. So when we declare variables, we put them up here at the top. And you're going to preload and create and update our functions. And so that is how it should begin to look if I go with phaser template and I run it. Oh, phaser's not defined. So I need to go into HTML. See how it says script phaser.m? We need to get rid of this min because the new phaser changed his name to phaser. And now this is just our blank screen. Okay? And that is, we can change the title to whatever game we want. This is the phaser template.